guys, today I'm doing some diaper laundry here, and I thought I would just bring you guys along with me. We're just gonna have a little chit-chatty conversation, and I do have a little bit of a cold, so if I sound silly, that is why. I'm sorry, but we've got a little bit of a cold going around, and Calvin just woke up with it this morning. Actually, I've had it for a couple days now, but it's really not that bad. It's just like a little bit of a sore throat deal and tiny bit of a runny nose, nothing too serious. And Calvin woke up with it this morning, so at least he wasn't up all night with it, right? So that's a win. But anyway, I do want to talk a little bit about a particular topic today. Today's topic is gentle parenting, and I don't want to go too into like exactly what that means. For me, it's like an approach to yelling less and really trying to talk to the children instead of just hollering at them when something goes wrong. So yeah, let's hop into it. So this really initially stems from the fact that I'm spending a lot more time with the children since I am at home with them a lot more lately. So I just get this really guilty feeling anytime I yell at them, and I feel like the whole day is ruined if I start off the day hollering at the children. So I want to change that. I don't want to be the mom who yells about everything. I don't want to holler at them all the time. I want to be able to tell them what's wrong, and I've taken that approach since Calvin started moving around and doing things and he needed to be corrected. I've looked at him in the eyes and sat him down and told him why the thing he was doing was wrong and how to be better. So I've done that since the beginning, but I feel like lately I have been slacking on that. I feel like with two of them and with the new little girl that I'm also babysitting a few days a week, with 3 little people in the house, I tend to snap a little more easily, and I don't want to do that. So so I do have that guilty feeling. That's definitely one thing that's motivating me to want to reevaluate how I'm parenting the kids. And along with that, I just want to be a good example for them. With Calvin having Eren around and the new baby around, I want them all to be nice to one another, and if I'm constantly hollering at them when they're doing something wrong, they think it's okay to holler at each other. I want to be a good example. I want to be a positive example for them, that they can see, oh, well, mom reasonably talks to me instead of just being mean to me. I should be reasonable and nice to the others. So yeah, that's like, the 3 people in the house, the 3 little ones is really a big deal as well. Like I said, it just makes I feel more stressed and I snap more easily when all 3 of them are here, because it's hard. It's hard taking care of she's like 2.5 months old, Eren is almost 9 months old, and Calvin is 2.5 years old. And so it's a little stressful with 3 under 3. And although I don't have the third, I don't have the little girl like night and day, I only have her a few days a week, I do not know how mommies of 3 under 3 do it. It's very hard. So I want to feel like we're having successful days. I want to feel like because if I start off the day, like if I holler at them before we even like start breakfast, I already feel like the day is effed. Like today's just gonna suck no matter what. And I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to feel like, oh, I've already ruined the day just because one thing went wrong. I don't want that to be the example for them. I don't want, if Calvin pushes Eren 2 seconds into the morning, I don't want it to be like, oh, today's gonna suck because Calvin's already pushing his brother. It goes on my end and on their end as well. I don't want to have that negative outlook just because something went wrong. But I want to be able to feel like when I lay down for bed or when my husband comes home for the day, I want to be able to feel like today was a successful day. And on days that I don't yell at the children, I feel like it was a successful day. On days that I was like snipping at everybody and everything just felt like it was falling apart because everyone was being mean to each other, I just feel like today sucked and it was not a successful day. It was not a happy day. It just sucked, and I don't want to feel like that. I want to be able to feel like it was a good day. And another thing, I know it sounds terrible, and I really hope my mom doesn't watch my videos, but I don't want to be like my mother. I have way too many memories of my mom hollering at us, and me and my little sister, we're 2 years apart, so we spent a lot more time together than our older sisters, 10 years older than me. Me and my little sister would, like, Mom, why, say things like, Mom, why you always have to yell at us when you want us to do something? And she would say things like, you don't listen if I don't yell. And I don't want to say that. I always felt like, as a kid, that just like really hurt my feelings that she said that. I don't know why. I don't really remember, was I really that much of a pain in the butt? I don't remember exactly, but that phrase itself just like really hurt my feelings as a kid. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want the kids to grow up and be like, oh, I don't want to parent the way my mom parented. I want them to be like, appreciate the way that I parented. And I just don't want to, I want my kids to be happy with the way that I parented them and not feel like they have to do it the opposite of however I did it. And I don't know, is that really even an attainable goal? Do all kids want to be different than their parents? Do you have a different relationship with your parents, I guess? Do you, as a person, as a parent, as a mom or a dad or whatever, do you want to be like your mom was, or do you want to be different? That's a genuine question, so let me know down below. So speaking of memories, I don't want Calvin to have those kinds of memories of me hollering at the kids. So I know I need to get my act together while he's still young. He's 2.5, he's on the verge of starting to make real memories. And so I don't want him, I want to be better for all the kids for the future. And I want to be better before Calvin starts remembering me being mean. I want Calvin to remember me as a nice mommy. And so I need to change things quickly. And we're about a month into watching the little baby. And I work on it every day. Every day I tell myself, we're not gonna holler today. We're going, I make it a challenge for myself. Even if I do holler, we need to turn it around. Don't let it ruin the whole day. I want to make a positive outlook for every morning with all the kids. And I just wish it wasn't such a challenge. I wish it wasn't something that I had to tell myself to do, So I need to keep practicing. I need to keep working at it. Because I just want it to come naturally. I just want to not be hollering at the kids all the time naturally. I don't want to feel like it's like I have to force myself to do that. Does that make sense? So there is one instance where I just can't seem to not holler. I feel like it's an instinct, and that's when someone's doing something dangerous, or when Calvin's being especially mean to Eren. Because Calvin is definitely a little bit mean to his baby brother, and it makes me super mad sometimes because I just don't understand. And I try to explain to him, brother is little, he doesn't have as good a balance as you, anytime you push him, you might think it's gentle, but it's really not that gentle. It's mean to brother. And I try to explain it to him every time, and yet he's still so mean to him a lot, and it drives me crazy sometimes. And so sometimes I do lose it. That's probably our biggest thing that I holler over, is when Cal is not being nice to Eren. Would you agree, Calvin? He heard me talking about him, so he had to come in here and see what was up. He knew I was talking about you. So that's something I would definitely, if you guys have any recommendations at all about how to deal with a 2.5-year-old beating up just like being mean to his 9-month-old brother. Like, if you know anything, if you have any experience with that, please leave me something down below, because that's one of our biggest frustrations in this house. And one more thing I wanted to mention about yelling. Like, I feel like yelling is an instinct when they're doing something dangerous. I feel like maybe that's not so bad. Like, if I can get myself to a point where I'm not hollering about every little thing that they do, and then I happen to holler when they, are touching the, plug, you know, like a what do they even call? I never know what to call these. The like outlet, like a plug-in outlet thing, like on the wall. If I holler at them about sticking something in that, you know, they realize that, oh, that's actually a dangerous thing, because mom like doesn't yell about stupid stuff. Mom yells about important things, you know. So maybe it's not such a big deal to holler when like actual dangerous situations come about, like if he runs into the street when a car is coming or something, you know, like just saving the hollering for when it's actually important to holler, or necessary. I would call it necessary to holler. So that's just another thought that I've had, like maybe that's not so bad. Maybe that's not something that I need to work on. And then that also makes me think, like, well, then how do we know what are the actual like dangerous things, like especially about him, Calvin. I know I keep saying him, and it mostly is Cal, and he's the older one, so I feel like should know better, whereas Eren is still tiny and really doesn't know what's up. I just feel like Calvin is always being mean to Eren. That's really a big one. Just pushing him and just not being gentle with him. Yeah, I totally think sometimes it's just accidental. He doesn't realize how hard he's being when he pushes him or whatever, you know. I think there are definitely times like that. But there's a lot of other times where it's like, dude, I've told you to stop being like that with him. Why do you keep doing that? And that's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy, because I know Cal knows better, and yet he's choosing to be mean to Eren. And it's so weird to me, because we've been watching the little baby, and Cal is so sweet with her. He never, you know, like, even hugs her too hard or anything. You know, he's so gentle with her, and yet he's very rough with Eren. But I know Cal was like that when, it's only just recently, it's only just since Eren's really started like crawling around and, you know, getting into Calvin's toys, you know, like they're trying to play together, but Eren takes something from Cal, or Cal takes something from Eren or whatever, and that's when the like meanness has begun, just the past couple months or so. Because Calvin used to be so sweet and gentle with Eren, just like he is with the baby girl, you know? Like, just when Eren was a tiny baby, Cal was so sweet to him and would give him tiny little hugs and just, like, so cute. Like, they were so cute together. And now they're just, like, at each other's throats all the time. And it's like, oh my god, is this what being a mom of two is all about? Like, is there no escaping this? Somebody tell me. Somebody who has more than one kid, tell me what to do. Tell me how to get them to not constantly try to kill each other. So even when I do lose it and I holler at the boys, I always make sure to tell Calvin that I'm sorry. I tell Eren sometimes too, but I really make it a point to tell Calvin, because he's the bigger one and I need to be a good example for him in particular. And lately, I feel like Calvin is using "I'm sorry" a lot more too, but I don't want to make it like sometimes I feel like it feels like he uses it as like a get out of jail free card. Just, you know, I can be mean to brother, but then if I say I'm sorry, it'll all be okay. And I know that, you know, I don't know if that's really how he is using it. And I feel like mean even saying that, but honestly, like from my heart, that's really like, sometimes I just feel like that's how he's using it, just to get out of it. You know, I can do whatever I want as long as I say I'm sorry afterwards. And I know that comes from me. You know, if I'm hollering every day and I come to him and say I'm sorry for hollering, but then tomorrow I holler again, like, how is he supposed to know that that's you know, how is he supposed to know that it's okay? That, like, you know, like, it just makes me feel bad. So I need to get my stuff under control in order for it to not be influencing him like that. So I have been mentioning this kind of stuff to Justin, just different, you know, philosophies about hollering less and just being more gentle and trying to reason, not necessarily reason, just like speak to the children more and let them know what we're thinking as we're, you know, trying to correct them or whatever. And I do feel, and props to Justin for even kind of being on board, because you can see him trying really hard. Like, he will just like, I see him like doing this a lot where he's just trying to like take a moment to breathe before he like reacts to something one of them does or whatever. I know that he's using more gentle, at least like ideas are floating around in his head about it. I know that he's trying, and I do give him props for even trying a little bit. So it is sometimes a little bit humorous watching Justin. I don't know why, but just the way he has to like, he like calms himself down and he like talks to them really slow and like, I don't know, it's just funny watching Justin being calm with the boys, but it makes me happy. It makes me happy seeing him try. Even if it sometimes seems like it's a very sarcastic attempt, it does make me happy because it gives us a shared goal and it gives us something to discuss, and we both are struggling with it, and so at least we can, you know, kind of speak to one another and like be able to vent to each other. Like, oh, today he did this and it was like really hard for me to calmly tell him not to do it and not to holler at him, and, you know, just being nice about it, you know. So it gives us at least a little bit of a shared goal in our parenting journey. So yeah. So I don't really know what the point of today's video really was. Kind of just asking for your advice on being a calmer parent, kind of just asking for your experience or anything you have to say on the topic. I mean, I don't want to get into a big like controversial thing or anything. I'm definitely not like, I know there are different ways people would define gentle parenting, and I'm not on the extreme end at all. I really just, I use the term gentle parenting because to me that's like a calmer parent, like calm parenting, like just literally just the only goal is to not yell so much and to speak to the children more instead of just like, no, don't do that, and then not telling them why not to do that, you know. Like, I just want to be able to communicate with the children more and be more calm and not feel like I am hollering all day and night. That's pretty much my only goal. So let me know your guys' experience, anything you gotta say on the topic, let me know down in the comments below. Yeah, so I just felt the need to talk about this today. I had some laundry to fold, and so it seemed like a good opportunity to do so. Let me know what you guys think about these videos in general. I find that, you know, as a mom, this is something I have to do. I have to fold laundry. I also kind of have to film videos because that's what I like doing for YouTube. But so being able to combine these two tasks in one is, I don't know, kind of relaxing. I kind of like it. I like watching other people's, like, do you guys watch Jay's Nest here on YouTube? She's like cloth diaper genius. She knows everything there is to know about cloth diapers. But she does these kind of videos with like voiceovers. For some reason, voice sounded like a weird word as I was saying it in my head. But like, you know, just talking about whatever she wants to talk about while she like speed folds diapers and whatnot. So, or whatever other laundry. I think she's just doing diaper laundry, but who knows? So I like watching these kind of videos, so let me know if you guys like watching them too, and if there's any kind of random topics you would like me to speak about, that would be cool. So leave me some comments down below. I just know when I go a day without hollering at the kids and being calm with the kids and just thinking through my actions before I react to things, I feel more accomplished as a mom. I feel happier as a mom. I just feel like a better mom on those days. So I know that's what makes me feel happy. And so that's why I want to attempt that, you know, to keep working on that. I know it's going to be a lifelong struggle as a mother, but just to keep working toward being as peaceful as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Like I said, leave me some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.